Good morning, or should I say good afternoon. Welcome in. It's me, Steph's Case Files, and we are finally seeing some action here in the Corey Richards trial. I'm going to go ahead and unmute and see where we're at. Oh no, I figured that was going to happen. They're going next door to talk to somebody. I'm going to rewind it so we can understand what's going on, because this is a live shot. They're already leaving again. There's so many issues in this trial. I can't even talk about it right now. It makes me like mad crazy. Okay, I'm going to rewind it and we're going to figure out what has happened here this time around. Okay. I think it starts. Maybe about right here. Okay, so I'm going to unmute it so we can see what has happened this time. This is not a live shot, by the way.
But I just want to show it's the same picture. That's it.
How?
Referring to an exhibit that hasn't yet come in.
Yes, please hit the like button.
Through
O'Driscoll.
And what is 340?
It's the list of all the pictures that were accessed that morning at 8:35 a.m.
What? Why don't we just do it in the reverse order then?
I can do that.
I mean, we can see on. I still think there's a hearsay problem based on counsel's explanation. Now
they're still working out logistics. The jury is not in here.
We've been discussing
the gravel photo.
The gravel photo was not accessed at 8:39. It was accessed at 10:42.
Well, this is a foundation question, but the premise of the question Ms. Nestor is seeking to ask is, was this photo among the communications or sent by Eric Richards to Corey Richards on March 3rd, right?
Yes, sir.
Full stop.
Really?
I don't think that's fairly indistinct.
No, I haven't seen that.
And I don't
You
think
guys welcome in this morning. We're just kind of seeing what's going on here. They've left again, but I didn't really
I think
understand
publications
why.
hearsay. The fact that any photo was sent is fine. I think if we get into the specific photo that was sent, there's a hearsay problem.
Are you taking the position that the photo is a statement?
Yes.
I'm not sure that follows without additional context. Just sending the photo it's evidence, it's a fact. I'm not sure it's a statement.
The statement is,
Hey, Mama, look, this is the
at the Midway Mansion.
calmest judge
I don't think
ever.
that's coming in. It's just the photograph.
But that's what the photograph says.
I don't understand. Is there text on the photograph?
No, Your Honor, but the defense has, the defense is, as part of their case, said that Eric Richards was into the Midway Mansion as evidenced by him dropping phone.
I want to come back to what I understand is being proposed by Ms. Nestor through this witness. Detective O'Driscoll, did you review Eric Richards' text messages with Corey Richards the day before he died? Yes or no? I understand the answer to be yes. Did he send Corey Richards a photograph as part of those text messages on March 3rd? Yes or no? Yes. Is this the photograph that he sent? Full stop.
Oh, I'm fine with that. The only, I think there's a third option. It's not yes or no. It's I don't recall.
Oh no, fair enough. I'm not telling you how to testify, and I don't know what he'll say. But as long as you don't go beyond that, Ms.
The judge is not
don't
having
make
it
any representations regarding
at
time.
all.
Date is fine.
It's yes or no.
Then we don't have a foundation problem. We don't have a statement that would be subject.
Did you guys
to
catch
hearsay.
that? Hi, Sarah.
I think the low bar regarding relevance is met in as much as the defense seems to be laying foundation or argument to come later regarding when images and file paths on Ms. Richards' phone were accessed.
Good morning, Tina.
Any other nuances here, Ms. Nestor?
I don't think so.
Do you understand, do we have a common understanding of the limits of what you can ask Detective
Absolutely.
O'Driscoll without drawing another objection?
He's having,
Absolutely.
are we
I don't
back
have
in
any
law
issue with
school?
just the photograph.
Oh, I never
I
read it.
do,
I'm,
but
just,
I
I'm
think
talking
it's
about the
out
money.
of context. He won't. It's too hard for him to. I mean, I think it needs
You
to
can't
be.
show the text messages without provoking the hearsay problem.
No, not to the jury, just to refresh.
Oh,
Because
that's
I think it's got to be. He's not going to know. It's just going to be a weird picture.
understood.
I think so too,
Should we just
Rachel.
go
Are
ahead
you
and
going to publish the photo to the jury though?
no?
Oh, okay.
So, we could just go ahead and admit 340 now, because then the next question is going to be: is this the same photo
And
that is in this picture right
like
here?
he's like,
in the
oh
lower left?
God.
Is this the same photo?
This is not a question for me. It's a question for Mr. Bloodworth.
No objection to admitting
What's that football fan?
340.
Okay.
I don't know that. Now there's the follow on. Is this the same photo? That is akin to publishing the photo that brings up the hearsay problem.
You've made a record regarding the state's position that the photograph by itself is a statement subject to the hearsay rule. I'm not persuaded.
Okay.
And so, however, I don't know that just admitting 340 without providing the jury any testimony to provide foundation for context is going to be helpful.
I'll do
So
it.
is
I'll do
somebody
it.
going to tell them what 340 is?
I'll do it through him. I'll just do it through him.
Okay.
That's fine. We do have one other, if we're resolved with this. I think we're all
Thank you,
clear. I know what I can ask, what I
Appreciate
can't.
that.
I think
Thank
we're
you so
fine.
much.
There's another issue. May I bring it up?
Please.
All right. I really need Officer O'Driscoll to leave the courtroom when we talk about this, because it's
Oh.
about specific questions.
No problem. Detective, if you'd take a step into the lobby, please don't talk to anybody while you're out there, sir. Thank you.
Sarah, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, Sarah. Hi, Bridget.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm doing this out of an abundance of caution to avoid any potential. I'm trying to be very careful to comply with the court's ruling on the motion in limine not the motion in limine, the motion to admit the statements of David Norris. So
Not.
correct.
Yeah.
Our motion to admit that was denied.
Yes.
So just to make the record, the defense sought in advance to get approval or actually we gave notice to the state that we intended to call a witness named Mr. Norris, who would testify if called, that on an occasion in 2019, I believe, in 2019, he had an encounter with Eric Richens where Eric Richens asked him if he had any fentanyl. We
See,
had
they're trying to
corroboration for the
still
interaction,
spin this
not the statement, but the
accidental
interaction
overdose thing.
with Mr. Richens, specifically the check that Mr. Richens had given him, the date it had cleared his checking account, and the invoice for the work he had done for him.
Or for Corey, but
Correct. The court the reason we were trying to introduce that statement, we were trying to get it through the catch-all exception to hearsay.
the residual.
The residual, I'm sorry, I call it catch-all, same thing. The residual exception to the hearsay rule, which requires a head notice, which we did give. The state objected to that coming in. The court ruled upon it, did the analysis under the residual exception, and made a finding that the defense could not call Mr. Norris to the stand to testify because the residual hearsay exception requirements were not met. It is my desire with this witness
Of course it
to
is.
ask him the following 4 questions about his investigation. And it touches on Mr. Norris's testimony, but it's a separate matter. But I just, out of abundance of caution, I am giving you a heads up. So the first question is this. You discussed with Mr. Bloodworth yesterday that the way you approached this investigation was to look for evidence based on 3 possible scenarios: an accidental overdose, a suicide, or a murder, correct? Question number 2, And in order to properly investigate whether there was an accidental overdose, certainly any allegations that Eric had a prior history of seeking fentanyl would be potentially relevant and important to look into, correct?
Pause there for 1 second. I got it right.
I'm sorry, I do have these if you want me to email them to you.
No, no,
Right,
okay.
but past
Give me a moment.
intent doesn't prove. There would have to be a
Prior
proof
allegations
that he
Eric-
bought it
Any allegations that
in the
Eric
time
had
that
a
he passed
prior
away.
history of seeking fentanyl would be potentially relevant and important to look into, correct?
Got it.
And this is the next question. Within the past few months, did your team of investigators become aware that there was an individual contacting the Summit County Sheriff's Department who wanted to share with the investigative team information about about an incident where Eric allegedly asked someone for fentanyl? Want me to read that again?
Sure.
And within the past few months,
Did they
did
not
your
have
team of
pre-trial
investigators become
hearings to
aware
iron this
that there was an
out?
individual contacting the Summit County Sheriff's Department who wanted to share with the investigative team information about an incident where Eric allegedly asked someone for fentanyl? And then there's one more question. Let me know when you're ready, Your Honor.
Sheriff investigative team. Give me the last clause one more time.
Who wanted to share with the investigative team information about an incident where Eric allegedly asked someone for fentanyl.
Okay.
And the final question is, did you or anyone else connected to the investigative team ever sit down with this individual and talk to them? Did you make any efforts to see if this individual was credible or had corroborating evidence to back up their claims? And that's it.
Well,
Mr. Blair.
No objection to the first question. Objections to the next three.
hi, Megan. Right, Rachel?
This is a transparent
Kim,
attempt to
yes.
circumvent the court's 807 ruling regarding
More
Mr.
than
Norris
enough
by casting some sort of
is life.
inference
Insane amount.
that what Mr. Norris would have testified to is admissible. This setup has been long in the making. After the court issued its 807 ruling, Mr. Norris called the Summit County Sheriff's Office. Deputies interviewed him, and he said he was calling on behalf of, or he was calling because defense counsel told him he should call.
Maybe just pause here for a moment.
Hi, Becca.
I don't
Good
know if we
morning.
need to go into
I mean,
any of
afternoon.
that. I understand part of your objection to be a lack of foundation.
That is the beginning, Your Honor.
I think that's the beginning and the end of the discussion. There's no foundation for the premise of your
I think it's the
questions
beginning of
to
the
begin
end.
for.
I'm sorry,
down.
but I don't understand. We have been produced a report from the Summit County Sheriff's Department confirming this call was made and confirming that there was no interview of this individual. It goes not to the credibility of the individual, it goes to the credibility of the investigation that they chose never to even speak to him.
There is no foundation for the premise of your question. It's as if you could make up any set of facts and put them in the question. If there's no foundation, it can't be the premise of the question.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand what you mean by there's no, there is validation from the state that this call happened.
It's not that did you interview a person named David Norris. It's the substance that is the premise of the question. There is no foundation for the premise that Eric had a prior history of seeking fentanyl.
I agree.
That's not the way the question is worded. The question is worded, is someone contacting you, asking to give you information about it, and you refuse to interview them?
That's not the question you asked. Read the whole question.
in order to properly investigate,
I don't know.
Can you
Better
pull
number
her
two.
shirt up?
That is
in
number two.
court?
I apologize.
and in order to properly investigate whether there was an accidental overdose, certainly any allegations, not facts, not nothing, just an allegation that Eric had a prior history of seeking fentanyl would be potentially relevant and important to look into, correct?
Let me ask it this way. What would your response be if Mr. Bloodworth got up and said, certainly, detective, you investigated whether Hayden Jeffs had done all the stuff that I've excluded in my ruling regarding Hayden Jeffs? Would you be like, no problem, you can say that?
That's a fair question.
It would be reversible error for me to allow that question.
He has such a deep voice.
There were 2 residual exception rulings in this case. Let's be fair about it.
Right? That's absolutely
I don't think
correct.
so, Kyla.
So is there a way,
I'm not sure.
if we scrub out the reference to fentanyl and we don't get into these specifics of exactly what was said, because I understand their concern about that and the court's concern, which is why we raised this in advance, which is why I'm trying to do the right thing here.
I appreciate it.
Let's not throw down in court.
If we just said that an individual contacted them with information about an interaction with Eric involving drugs, illicit street drugs, and they chose not to investigate it at all, it does go to they've set forth this hypothesis that, well, we eliminated all other possibilities. And that's just not true. They didn't eliminate all other possibilities because they chose not to interview at least one person that clearly would have supported the first hypothesis, that he ingested it intentionally. So that's all I'm trying to get in. I am trying to get that in.
You may be trying to get a little bit more in.
Well, as much as I can possibly get in.
Fair enough.
But I do think it's fair game to say, look, you've got someone coming to your office saying he tried to buy drugs from me and I want to be interviewed. And they were like, no, thank you. I think I'm entitled to get that in, and I'm willing to do it in the most ethical, careful, reliable, non-inferential way possible. But I do believe that's
Because
fair
it was
game.
one time years prior.
And I
don't
I'm
think
open
it's
to
relevant.
suggestions.
Of course, they're going to try to get it in.
Whatever I need to do.
These 4 questions are not it, Mr. Bloodworth. You look like you're about to say something. I'm sorry.
No, Your Honor, as I understand, the status quo is the court's, I guess this court has sustained the state's objection to those questions.
I have. I think what Ms. Nestor is trying to ward off is another set of objectionable questions that are maybe more general, less specific, some version of probing the bounds of the state's investigation of the charges. Yep.
Your Honor, no, it's the same foundational objection, right? This is all.
This was
to
earlier, Valerie. They've already
suggest
taken like another break.
that there is admissible evidence
This was earlier.
that Eric Richins sought fentanyl before. And at bottom, there is no admissible evidence that he sought fentanyl before. And
I agree.
I don't think that there is any good faith basis to suggest otherwise, or to suggest that any investigation into it was incomplete.
Look at her
Because the
expression.
fact
Like
is,
she's getting,
Detectives,
she's
that
losing this.
Mr. Norris's narrative has been so thoroughly dispatched that there's no good faith basis to allude to an improper investigation, much less that there may be admissible evidence.
May I respond?
Yeah, hear me out for a second.
Sure.
Or let me make sure I understand the bounds of the argument here. You said there's no admissible evidence that Eric Richins sought fentanyl. my sense of the evidentiary record so far and the evidentiary record, or the universe of admissible evidence that's available, is that there's no admissible evidence that Eric Richens ever sought or received narcotics except through a prescriber. Correct?
Correct. The only admissible evidence that's already admitted
I think it's this knee surgery,
is
right?
a 2016 hydrocodone prescription following knee surgery.
Right. Okay. Very good. Now, by the same token, I believe all the admissible
I
evidence
think I heard something about
of
that.
Ms. Richens seeking or receiving narcotics of any kind is already in. Correct? In all is putting it strongly, but
Yeah.
that is, to the extent there was any admissible evidence of Ms. Richens seeking fentanyl, it's either in or it's not admissible. Let me say it that way.
Or it would come in a rebuttal case.
Understood. Okay. Which was the basis, among other things, of, not the basis, but is related to the court's exclusion of the offered statements of Hayden Jeffs to his sister.
Right. So I do wish to correct Mr. Bloodworth's statement that we have fully dispatched Mr. Norris's proposed testimony. To the contrary, the court was very clear that you are accepting
Thank
for
you,
purposes of your
Dana.
analysis that everything in the affidavit that Mr. Norris provided was true, and that you did the analysis, the court did the analysis based on the law of the hoops you have to jump through to come under the residual exception. And for purposes of your analysis, you did not go into an analysis of whether Mr. Norris's testimony was credible, not credible. You just said, I'm going to assume for purposes of this ruling that everything in that affidavit is true. And then I'm going to rule on whether it fits the residual exception. And the court went through a very thorough analysis and decided it did not. So I don't think that's a fair statement that he just made, that we fully dispatched it like there's nothing behind it. That's never been litigated in front of this court, nor have we asked it to be.
Well,
The
you have to
difficulty
admit
here,
she
though,
is
imagine
really
David Norris
trying.
on the stand,
Right.
And you
Oh,
asked him, hey,
Stacey.
did you ever contact the Summit County Attorney's Office or Sheriff's Office? My apologies.
Yeah.
He says yes. And then you say, what did you tell them? It immediately provokes a hearsay objection that I've already dealt with under my ruling.
I
on
think
the
I can
residual
receive
exception.
gifts. Like, what do you mean? I'm on
So, If you
StreamYard,
want to elicit testimony that.
and I'm new, and I don't really know what I'm doing.
Did you ever speak to a gentleman named David Norris? Yes. And then move on. Fine, but I'm not
What-
sure how that's relevant.
How would I
Well,
do
that's-
that? I got
that's
my other
meaningless to a
phone.
jury unless I can say, was there a gentleman named David Norris who tried to give information that would have supported the first hypothesis?
But that's the hearsay problem.
But it's not being offered for the truth. It's
It's
being
100%
offered,
being offered.
Your
for the
Honor,
truth.
if
I have
I
you-
may please.
I have
it's being
studio.
offered for the same reason they've gotten in a ton of other hearsay in this case, by the impact it has on how they did their investigation. They got that in through Woody. That's how they got in Woody, the Amy and Katie's statements, because it wasn't for the truth of the matter that Corey tried to kill him before. It
Well,
was
yeah, she's
how it impacted
literally
her
arguing
investigation from there on
with
out.
the
This is
judge.
the same exact argument. It's how the fact that they got that information and chose not to even investigate it, how that impacted the hearer. It is irrelevant for purposes of the truth, and the court can instruct it like you've done over and over and over for their witnesses when we had this exact same argument.
If
that-
that's
Okay,
true,
hold on.
Ms.
I'll
Nestor,
figure it
then
out.
The 807 residual exception wouldn't exist and it wouldn't apply. It does apply, and so you can't use this argument to undermine that.
I know, that's why I'm trying not to undermine your
Well,
ruling.
that's why it can't, the substance.
Yes,
of
you
what
are.
told The Summit County Sheriff's Office can't come in.
And I think I could maybe craft a question where we leave out the juicy substance and just say there was an avenue that you chose not to investigate. But I've got to get something in context so the jury understands, hey, you had this road, you chose not to go down it. That was your choice.
I appreciate why you want to present
Okay,
this
hold
to
on,
the
I'm
jury,
going
but there are
through.
limits
Right.
on both sides of the V about what gets presented to the jury. And those limits are
Super.
in part defined by the Utah Rules of Evidence. And this substance cannot come in
Turn
under the
on
Utah
super
Rules of
chat,
Evidence.
super sticker.
For the same reason that the state could not argue that we want to get in Hayden Jeff's statements to his sister just for the effect
It looks like it's
upon
all turned on.
law
GIFs
enforcement
are.
in terms of the scope of their investigation. No.
Okay. And there's no scenario which we're going to be allowed to question him about choosing not to
Vertical
investigate
live
this evidence.
streams?
There's no scenario.
You think it's
in which
because I'm on
relevant
StreamYard?
without the substance of the excluded communications. If a crank from New Jersey, I don't know why I'm picking on New Jersey, but I grew up near New Jersey, called the Summit County Sheriff's Office and said, I was in Utah on that day and I saw it happen, and the Summit County Sheriff's Office chose not to investigate it, would we be having this conversation?
That's not this circumstance, though.
It is the same, though, because that evidence has nothing to do. Here, it's even worse because it's inadmissible.
It's inadmissible from Mr. Norris's mouth, but I don't think it's inadmissible,
She-
period, in terms
Girl,
of if it was part of an investigation that was ignored or not followed.
I wouldn't
The
be a
substance is
professional judge, I
fact that they
don't
spoke
think.
to David Norris as a fact is admissible if it's relevant, but without the substance, it's not relevant.
Just been coins.
We have just a moment.
Sure.
Well, I've got the settings on for it for sure. Let me try turning it off and then turning it back on. Okay, so I turned it off and I turned it back on. Super thanks is on, super chats are on, super stickers are on, and GIFs are on. It says engaging animation. It's the bottom one. It's toggled on. Yeah. Is it an option for anybody else?
Okay, Your Honor, I think we've made our record on that, and I'll, of course, respect the court's ruling on that.
Okay. They should, right, Rachel, they should already know what questions they want to ask.
Let me take a minute. Let me just take 5 minutes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Before I take a break, Mr. Bloodworth, anything further on this issue?
No, yeah.
Ms. Nestor, before we take a 5-minute break, any other issues before we invite the jury?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bloodworth?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So they were going to take a break. Now I'm going to go fast forward to see if we are caught up.
Zero zero 139.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you for your patience.
It's
Just
behind
gonna do
a
copy of
bit
State
since
versus
we rewound
McCullough,
it.
2014 UTF 215. Need you to take 15 minutes, read this case beginning at paragraph 25.
It's a gift next to the super sticker.
This case stands for the proposition that what the defense is proposing to do is required, but it raises
Let me go try to
the
log into my
prospect
actual
of
account and see if
also
there.
allowing the state to rebut the defense's charge of an incomplete or improper investigation by also putting in evidence, not for the truth, but for the effect it had upon law enforcement, of how they received and reacted to Hayden Jeff's statements to his sister. Pause for a second. I need you all to be very thoughtful about this. I can't unring the bell once this information is out, and sitting here at the moment without the benefit of counsel's argument.
I'm looking at
in this
it
case,
online here.
I think I'd have to let both sides of that story in to make sure that the state's state is not prosecuting with one
Yeah,
hand
it's
tied
on.
behind its back. Mr. Bloodworth, I cut you off.
Sorry, Your Honor. We looked at this case while you had stepped out. I think in addition to Hayden Jeffs, it would also cause us to revisit the court's decision yesterday regarding Mr. Bon Savage's phone call with an inmate at Gunnison.
Ooh, I don't remember the detail
Yeah.
of that one. Forgive me. Oh,
I don't know.
think I do. Yeah, a little bit.
It's on even when I
Now,
log into
Let's
Studio
talk about
Online.
foundational requirements. I gave this a little bit of thought.
Where
after
is the super
rereading
sticker
Ravel.
icon on here?
There is some precision and some technicality into how these questions would need to be asked.
Steph's case files at gmail.com, the email that's in the ticker.
Ms. Nestor, you wouldn't just be able to put the substance of Mr. Norris's statement into question and ask whether
Is it something in
Detective O'Driscoll ever followed up.
the super
on it, because
sticker
you would not
icon
lay
is next to
foundation
the
that he ever
chat
knew
box?
about it in the
It
first
looks like a
place.
dollar bill.
You need to lay a foundation about whether or not he ever spoke to David Norris, yes or no. If no, did anybody ever relate to you that David Norris contacted the Summit County Sheriff's Office, yes or no?
Ah.
Yes. Okay, after that,
You
what
just
did
said
you do?
popcorn.
This information, this statements being made by David Norris to Summit County Sheriff's Office have to come in through
Okay.
a witness.
By the way, we have
knowledge
50
of-
members.
I'm not sure Detective
50
O'Driscoll said
members,
that.
y'all.
By the same token,
Let me mute him so I don't have to speak over him. 50 members. If you want to become a member, a paid member, just hit the join button. It's only $5 a month, I think. And it gives you access to Discord. Once you've connected your YouTube account to Discord, you'll have instant access to our Discord server channel. So if you'd like to support this, then, and you haven't become a member yet over here on YouTube, please do so. It supports this platform and all platforms and what I do here. Thank you.
To unpack here too, because I happen to know
Tanya.
Jeff O'Driscoll's not the witness for this.
Timber sent a super sticker. Yay!
Witness for this. We also have the problem
Thank you, Timberly.
May
Thank
I ask
you.
you just a procedural question before you keep going?
that, yes, sir.
Imagine that at some point,
Mhm.
imagine it's not Jeff O'Driscoll, as
Right.
you suggest.
Right.
And imagine in the defense's case, they find or call the witness who received the phone call or talked to David Norris. Or they
I'm
call
about to
David
fall
Norris.
over.
And they ask, did you call Summit County Sheriff's Office? Yes. What did you
I'm
tell
just going to
them?
fast forward
Did they
this.
ever
Do y'all
follow
want to watch them keep
Yes.
working this out?
I imagine the state's response to this and the state's
They are very cute.
offering evidence regarding how it responded to information regarding the Hayden Jeff statements and the Nick Bon Savage statements. That would come in the state's rebuttal case. Is that correct?
Not
Lord,
necessarily, Your Honor.
I wonder
mean,
what
we're-
the jury's doing
we
right
haven't
now.
rested. I think we
Fair.
would like to get out in front of this
Okay.
before a rebuttal case. And while the state has investigated
Okay, I'll check it.
David Norris's statements and to show how they're not credible, the state pulled up on investigating how Norris came about. And the state would want to continue that investigation.
I think I know what you're talking about, but in terms of how it came to be that David Norris contacted law enforcement when he did,
Correct.
I don't know that I have any authority or
I
anything.
don't see
I
it.
don't
Make
think
sure
you-
you got the email
I
spelled
don't
right.
think so. My only point in mentioning that
I
is it
don't
would-
see the
it
email.
would just take a little bit of time.
Dana,
It wouldn't-
send a super
The
sticker.
other point, I think,
Yay.
the other objection the state has is on the court.
Thank you,
I
sweet
think
friend.
the
Thank you so very
objection
much.
is both prejudicial and confusing the jury.
If I let in everything, though, so Norris, Jeffs, Bond Savage, does
Mhm.
that ameliorate the
Hi, Holly.
403 concerns? And when I say let it in, I mean as
I know. I need to pause. I'm not even following what's going on right now, honestly. This is too much mumbo jumbo for me. I'm ready for the jury to come out and let's listen to some testimony, you know? I'm just going to fast forward it and see if we're any closer to something going down. Okay, new break. They had reached a new break and now we're back.
Ms. Richens, how does the defense want to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for the break. We appreciated that. So we have reviewed the case. We clearly understand the court's ruling that if any of it comes in, all of it comes in. We get that. We also understand and appreciate that the court is going to require proper foundation, and we're not skipping any steps.
No, jeez.
We accept the state's representation in good faith that Officer O'Driscoll, he's outstalling, he is not the foundation witness because he is not the individual who communicated with Mr. Norris. And we will, if we proceed with this line of questioning and we decide to introduce this evidence, we will do it through the proper foundational witnesses, which we accept as not him. So to avoid confusion now, since it's not him, we will wait and not ask the questions that he doesn't have, because it.
Stacy Berry, thank you for becoming a new member. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Stacy.
And if we decide to go forward with that evidence,
I appreciate that. If you make that ultimate decision,
we'll give everyone a heads up.
I appreciate that. And one of the reasons I would need that is to make sure I give defense an opportunity to state on the record, or at least summarize on the record, their strategic balancing of the risks and benefits.
Okay, I'm fast forwarding it to the end here. We're going to be live when I hit this button right here. Oh, snapperdoodle. The jury's coming back in. What fantastic timing. Here we go. Here we go. Throwing down. The jury's coming back in. We're finally going to
All
have
right, have a seat. Thank you.
testimony.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We will now proceed with additional cross-examination of Detective O'Driscoll by the defense. Detective, let's have you come in the courtroom. Detective, please step in front of Brittany and we'll get you sworn back in.
They're calling a detective up as a witness, which is normal. You
Do
know,
you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Have a seat.
welcome back, Holly. Or welcome here, Holly.
Ms. Nestor, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Good morning, Detective O'Driscoll.
Good morning, Ms. Nestor.
I believe when we stopped yesterday, we were talking about the GIFs or GIFs. And I want to start by having you review a document that's been agreed to by the parties. It is exhibit number 3-40. And at this point, Your Honor, we're asking to admit it per stipulation of the parties.
So the witness can see 3-40. And do we want to publish now, counsel?
Please.
Mr. Bloodworth?
No objections.
State's Exhibit 3-40 is admitted.
All right. And this was talked about when I believe it was Mr. Kostradimos, I think it's all blurring together now, was on the stand. But this is the group of all the GIFs or the GIFs that were in kind of a group and included the ones that were accessed on the morning after the police left Ms. Richens' home, after Mr. Richens passed. Do you remember the testimony about that?
Yes.
Okay. Can we go to the page that shows the GIFs in question?
GIFs
Maybe blow that up
means
at the top.
images, pictures.
Okay. So I think that's two of them. One of them is from, I guess, the movie Dumb and Dumber. And the other one is our president. And I think there was a third one, but it's
There you go, Megan.
Mr. Spacey and in a TV program, right? And those are the three GIFs that were talked about. And if you blow up the time that they were accessed, they all were accessed at 8:29:03 a.m. on March the 4th. That's the day that Mr. Richens was found deceased, correct?
Correct.
Right. And I know we've already heard the testimony that these are what we call orphaned GIFs. You can't really tell which text they came with and exactly when they were sent or who they were sent to or by. All we know is that they were somehow accessed at that point by her phone, correct?
That was the testimony, Mr. Kostradimos, yes.
Okay, can you pull up another one of the photos that is the picture from the house? That's it. All right. This is another picture that was accessed at that exact moment at 8:29. And can you blow the picture up a little bit?
Yes,
Do
please.
you recognize
Blow it up.
what that is?
See,
That photograph?
crap.
It's the legacy home.
It's the legacy home, right? And was there another photo that was accessed that same morning, also orphaned? Can you find that picture? It's right above it, I think. There we go.
What I think they're talking about is the picture of the house that she made a deal on that she didn't have money to follow through with it on.
Legacy Mansion?
It appears so. It's very blurry on my screen.
It is. I think it is blurry. And then can you back out and show the time that one was accessed according to this same group of photos? That one appears to have been accessed at 10:42 a.m. the same morning.
That's
Okay.
what this document says, yes.
Okay. Now, if we could put just on the witness's screen, exhibit JO, I think it's 11, not for the publication yet, Your Honor.
Understood.
All right. And can you take just a moment and blow that up just a little bit so he can read it better? All right. Just take a second and scroll through that and tell me if that refreshes your recollection about any documents you reviewed about Eric's final communications before he passed.
Your Honor, objection. There's no foundation to get to whether or not his recollection requires refreshment.
Remember, keep
Pause there.
liking. I
We'll lay a
think
little
that's
bit
what you
of
say
foundation
over
before we
here.
Sure. And it requires us to go back to
Karen,
yesterday.
I guess.
So yesterday I had asked you right before we stopped if you had, as part of your investigation, reviewed the final communications of Eric right before he passed away, and you mentioned you had. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Based on that, if you could refresh, do you recall the communications you reviewed that day?
Not all of them. Some of them, yeah.
Can we then please blow up this document in front of him and see if this refreshes your recollection as to what you reviewed?
Mr. Bloodworth, the witness doesn't have it yet. Any objection to that question?
Your Honor, I think the Objection foundation. I think there requires additional.
Right,
foundation.
Kim?
I think the question pending is, are these among the things he reviewed? Correct?
Maybe I misunderstood the pending.
That's the question.
So I think,
Can we back up a step? Maybe I'll catch up.
sure. Ms. Nestor, ask your last question one more time, please.
Are these texts that are before you part of what you reviewed from Eric's final communications on his phone?
Go one step before that. He hasn't seen these yet. He doesn't
Oh,
currently have
Lord.
them.
Here we go again.
Do you recall all of the communications you saw that day when you were reviewing Eric's final communications?
All the texts from his phone
Yes.
on the day before he died.
Yes.
I don't remember all of them. I
Okay.
remember some of them.
So then would you please look at this document and see if it refreshes your recollection and as to whether these were included in his communications?
Any objection, Mr. Blover?
No.
Okay. The witness can now see what you're referring to, Ms. Nestor.
Thank you, Your
Oh,
Honor.
Lord.
Can you go down just one more? And maybe blow that up a little, that photo.
Back 1, 2, test 1, 2.
Does this refresh your recollection, these communications of Eric's and Corey's the day he died?
These are time-stamped March 3rd. That's not the day he died, but the day before he died.
Totally correct, because he died in, we think, the early morning hours of the 4th, right?
Yeah, he was pronounced deceased on the 4th.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
Your Honor, sorry, objection foundation is the meaning of died, right? He was pronounced dead. on-
I think the witness and the questioning lawyer have a common understanding here. Overruled.
thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so were these included in what you reviewed in the communications between Eric and Corey on the 3rd of March?
Yes.
All right. And this photograph, if you could blow that up.
Your Honor,
This photograph.
objection, his recollection has been refreshed. I think the exhibit can now be set aside.
I'm not publishing it. I'm just got one more question about the photo and then I'm done.
She's spicy.
I'll take it down and ask your question. If we need to refresh again, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Wait, did you tell me I could ask the question?
Yeah, I took the photo down. Ask whatever you want.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Does the photo that you just refreshed your recollection with match the same photo that we just saw in 340? That was the corner of the Midway Mansion.
Your Honor, the photo's still up on my screen and the witness is
I apologize. There you go.
staring at it.
Sorry. Is it the same photo, sir?
This one that we just saw that was enlarged, you're asking if that's the same as the one in the text message?
Does it match the one that we just put on the screen for the jurors that came with all those other pictures that morning?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have. Done with that. I'm sorry, maybe I'm not. Can I have just one moment, Your Honor?
Of course.
I have put a donation QR code if you would rather send a donation to money sign Steph's Case Files on Cash App, which goes
One
to
more
support the
step. If we
channel.
could go back to 340, which has been admitted, and pull up some additional gifts that were accessed at that same time. If we could pull those up, please.
Sure.
And I hope my sound is better. Let me know.
Okay, so there's the picture on the bottom left-hand corner of the Midway Mansion house, right?
Yes.
And that one was accessed at 10:42 a.m. the morning of the 4th.
Yes.
And the one with the champagne is also that exact same time.
Yes.
And the one with the farmer is that exact same time.
Yes.
And we know for sure that the one on the bottom left was sent the day before. Because we just looked at that, right? And you refreshed your recollection.
Yeah, I don't know if the part of the extraction that we're looking at right now is saying that that's where that came from. I don't know if that's the same file path, but that photo is the same.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you,
we can pull that
Sarah.
down now.
Kim,
I
Rob.
also want to talk to you about, sorry, startle me. I also want to talk to you about the
Can you
Google
hear me?
searches that were testified about here that were on Ms. Richen's phone or computer or both. Did you review those as part of your investigation?
Yes.
All right. And were you able to determine dates on all of those searches when they were made?
I don't believe so. Yeah, that would be a question for Mr. Cochradimos. I remember seeing the searches and the text of the searches, but I believe he testified that that there wasn't a timestamp associated with them and that they differed from the action in the phone that showed that a link was actually clicked on from one of those searches.
Okay, perfect.
And I believe those had timestamps.
Okay, the links, but maybe not the searches.
Correct.
Thank you for that clarification. And you agree that as of April the 13th of 2022, approximately a month and a few days after Eric passed away, that Ms. Richens' house was searched and she was detained in a police vehicle, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
Foundation,
Foundation, yeah.
sustained. Lay a little foundation.
Uh,
Are you aware that there was a search conducted on her house on April 13th?
On Miss Richens' house?
Yes.
Yes.
And are you aware that while that search was being conducted, Ms. Richens was temporarily detained in a police vehicle for a period of time?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for a legal conclusion.
Overruled on that.
Go ahead.
I think the word detained is the problem there. I think there's been
Becca
dispute
sent
over
a super
whether or not she was-
sticker. Thank
But,
you.
she was asked to wait in law enforcement's vehicle until the lead detective could come speak to her about what was going on with the search.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Becca.
So the searches on the website, fair to say that all of those searches are believed to have occurred after April 13th of 2022?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know there were timestamps on the searches, so I can't be sure.
Did you ever interview any of Corey's family or friends and ask them if they were responsible for any of those, or if they'd ever seen Corey do it, or who did those searches?
I feel like I'm so
No.
small on the screen.
All right, I'd like to talk
Um,
about the orange notebook for just a moment. We pulled up, do we have the, do you have that orange notebook exhibit? I can't remember the number of it. Court's indulgence for just a minute, I have the number. I've got it.
I've got it. Don't worry.
I'll tell you. Just one moment, I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's hard to keep all these exhibits straight.
Shouldn't be. Listen, I'm not trying to
Can we
be,
put
I
up
mean,
exhibit
but this has really been drug out,
2-66R?
y'all.
It's admitted, Your Honor.
Drug way out. We're all impatient and,
wait,
and
I'm
ready
sorry,
for this
before we
to
do
start.
that, can we put up exhibit, 2-66R, that's correct. Oh, we don't.
Y'all
have
wanna
the
do
red-
something
they
else or check in with
redacted part of it,
JLR?
and we don't.
If you want to do something else and work something else, I don't know, man. This is like, so this should be more in tune with how courts are supposed to go here. The judge, I've never heard a judge direct so much. Lord.
All right, and can we, that's what we like to call the orange notebook, right? Because it's like in an orange kids school notebook, right?
Correct.
Okay, and can you fast forward, Katie,
Let's see.
until I tell you to stop? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, right there. And can you blow out the bottom third of the page? All right, So this orange notebook that was recovered
Oh,
from the
Lord.
house, you don't
Okay,
have any
let's
knowledge about the
change-
circumstances under which it was prepared, do you?
Let's go here because something is happening on JLR. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know.
There's been a few. There's Arizona Searcher who's been out here. Alex has been out here.
Righteous
few
Monkey's
people-
out there. I have
Righteous
contacted
Monkey.
him, yeah.
James came in with a map guy. We call him map guy.
Alex is hitting it
Few
hard.
people.
That guy's awesome.
There was a group from Hobby Lobby that did that nice
Right.
search.
Yeah,
That's it.
but that's it. I mean, if they came to me,
No,
I can give them
Megan.
areas in the desert to go search. There's some.
She has not been arrested. She's not turned herself in. I keep checking VineLink and all like the local stuff. Totally don't know what's going on with that. Maybe they're giving her a certain amount of time. Mama, look at the super sticker. I think that's too loud over here. I got to work on it.
There's
And
a lot of cactus, and there's a lot of. It's a great place.
and it's
to hide
public
something.
land. It's public land.
It's public. This is Pima County land.
Yep.
I called. I wanted to run my metal detector here, but they will not give me a variance to run the metal detector on Pima County land. But they can't stop me from using my ground probe and my shovel.
Mhm.
So I've got the ground probe, and I'm going to look for areas that have been dug or whatever. We'll see. We'll see.
You're looking good, man.
And like I say, this is my 4th trip down here.
What you eat for
JLR.
breakfast?
This is
What you eat for breakfast? What do you eat for
Oh.
breakfast?
Dude, the hotel I stayed at a. There's no hotels in town. There's like some
Oh,
band here,
does it?
and then
Cool.
everybody came to town to see this band. I had to stay in a condemned hotel.
Mama, thank you. I
Oh,
really do
I gotta
appreciate
show-
that, ma'am.
Look,
Thank
No, no.
Let me show your viewers my hotel. You want me
Sure,
to
sure. You want to share where you
These
stay?
guys are-
Go down there and visit Jim.
No, I'll never stay there again. I was in the hotel and I had to. I couldn't take it. I had the smell of crack and
Really?
and
Oh, it's one of those. Is it in
nicotine.
Tucson? Those old hotels there on Tucson on Oracle?
Did he say he smelled
I'll
like
throw
Or
it-
old
he
Highway 80?
smelled-
Or
I got a video. I shot a video.
you stayed at a Roach Motel?
Let's see.
Oh man.
Here
Here we go. What do we got? Here.
Let's see.
Okay.
Where is a good play? Right about there.
Yeah, right there.
I got this hotel.
Oh man, Jim. What's that? Feces?
They're peeing in the corner. The rat trap in front of the door.
Come in. I don't know what's on the air conditioner.
What?
Dude, how's that even legal?
Look at the doors all busted.
I didn't think the lock works.
Is
You gotta lock it like this. Come in here. I didn't want to sleep on the bed.
Oh my God.
I couldn't turn the TV off. The TV wouldn't turn off. I had to unplug it.
And then,
Dude,
Oh man.
what's with this cord?
this is.
Dude, how's that in hotel? You should report it.
Wait do you see the ceiling?
The
The ceiling is
like,
cardboard. It's
Oh,
a cardboard
heck?
ceiling.
a
Where
piece
you
of
staying, man?
where is this
And then
place?
look at the water just runs.
cardboard. See, this is right.
Oh.
Where are you staying, man? What is it called? Plug it.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it's called. And
Dude,
then
how's that even legal?
look at the drapes.
Look at the drapes.
The drapes.
How much is it a night?
Here's the light switch. The light switch is
How much is it a night?
$65. It charged me
$65,
$65.
You can do better than
These
that.
are my two most important items.
Oh my goodness.
My
Lysol,
Lysol
and a gun.
handgun.
Lysol and a handgun.
That's what you have to sleep in this hotel.
Wow, dude.
I
That's
wouldn't
it.
do it
Lysol and
in
handgun.
bed.
That's how you sleep in this hotel.
You sleep with a handgun next to you.
Lysol.
You sleep with a handgun next to you.
And then look, I didn't know until I got up in the morning. Look, all the rooms are condemned. They're all red tagged.
My goodness,
I
how's this
swear to
even
God,
legal,
this is
man?
my hotel, dude.
And so they're letting
yeah.
people stay in a condemned hotel.
I started to I lay down to kind of have my own sleeping bag, right, and my own pillows. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lay down in this bed. But the smell of the nicotine and the
goodness.
crack
Oh my
and,
God.
and
That's
the meth, I
crazy.
was like, I couldn't. There's no way. I went out and I slept in the trunk of my car. I mean, in the back seat of my truck.
Oh
Oh,
man.
no.
So are you staying there again tonight?
Are you kidding me?
No. So this was a
I'd
first.
rather sleep out. I'd rather sleep in a mud puddle than that place. Man, that was even too rough for exploring with Jim.
Oh my
I'm
God,
telling you.
half the chat is laughing, man.
I was dodging rattlesnakes at El Diablo, but I'd rather dodge rattlesnakes at El Diablo than
Stay at this day.
stay at that.
Why don't you leave him a good review? Name him. We'll give him a good review.
I get up in the morning
Oh
with
my
some guy like
God.
pulling apart a Harley.
Oh, so
Hold on a
there
minute.
is a before of my stomach before Sonobello, and this is after.
Oh yeah, of course. What do you think? I got a bike. I got a tool to help them pull
This
his
is
truck.
JLR,
I'm
by the
surprised
way.
your bike is still there on the truck.
Banner.
So we could, did they put the bike in the
They
room? Like,
probably looked in my room. They saw the Lysol and the handgun, and like, oh, wait a minute, we better not steal this guy's bike. Oh yeah. So
is it in downtown Tucson?
it's over by the. It's on Grant by the convention center. This is a convention. I don't know what sort of
What
conventions
made
they
you
have. The
pick
crack
that one?
conventions.
You just rolled up on it?
Well, everything was full, and I rolled up, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, we got a room." And I knew it was trouble when he was behind bulletproof glass, and he had like a little slit.
Oh, one of those ones.
I knew it was.
You can't even interact with the hotel staff.
And then guys, he has whiskey behind. This is a true story. He has whiskey behind the glass, and he's selling shots for $3. You can
Really? At the
Oh,
hotel?
no.
you can have shots for $3.
You
No,
pay
no,
under the
no, no,
glass.
no.
You put it under the
Like a bank teller.
plastic cup.
Here's your room key under the bank teller.
You couldn't pay me $50.
goodness, Jim.
Yeah. I thought you guys were gonna
Dude, I bet you Motel
It's a true
6 is
story.
even
You
better
seen the
than that,
video,
right?
You saw the
Motel
video.
6 is better than that, right?
Oh, the Motel 6 in Nogales was 10 times better than that.
Motel 6 in Nogales.
That's where I stayed when I searched the border.
I have just
Man.
I'd rather stay at a Motel 6 in Nogales than
Yeah.
that place, right?
Yeah.
My
Oh,
goodness.
yeah,
This
so
is that
a
Nancy
little-
Guthrie.
All right, Jim.
That's a
That was
true
some
story.
Jim humor.
All right, yeah. We're gonna get back to the real story at hand, and then the story at hand is let's bring Nancy home, and I'll be going live with a search here in a few minutes.
Somebody clip
And,
all that, folks. Clip that and share that on share that on X.
Yeah,
JLR
definitely.
investigates.
I remember this from yesterday. Jim said he was going to come over and go on a search, and JLR said that he would go with them and carry it live. So if they go and JLR goes, we will go along with them. Might as well. At least it's entertaining.
What I think is a combination like scabies, mites, and lice, bed bugs. My goodness.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't know how they have. I didn't realize half the hotel is condemned until I got out of the room.
Exploring with
Come on in. We got a
Naked.
spot.
$65.
We have
Would
a
you like a shot of whiskey?
Oh my
While you're at it,
Lord.
65 and a shot of
Oh,
whiskey. That would be $68, please.
Yeah. Okay, man. It's getting hot.
You
I
didn't give
gotta
me
go
your
do the
credit
search.
card number, did you?
I
If you
did,
did,
but
if you
I-
did, you better check and see if they try to double and triple
for sure.
charge you.
Yeah, that's true. That's
All right,
true.
Jim.
All right,
We'll
bro.
see you soon. I'm gonna come
All
over
right,
there to the location, brother.
Okay, yeah. Come on over.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then
come
I
over
think we'll find
shortly.
it interesting. And
Exploring with Jim. I want to go see him. You got to put the
Yeah.
head thing on the motorbike, or you just walking.
I'm going to do that later, but this one is just going to be a camera search because, yeah, I'm not going to be on the bike. This is going to be a dig.
Oh, me too,
and a
Daisy.
probe. So, and it's not that big of an area.
on public land, and you just showed
Public
me.
land.
Yes, this is county property. You can't metal detect. I called them; they wouldn't give me a variance. You cannot metal detect this property.
Oh, it's no metal, but you can walk it.
You can walk it. You can probe. They just have the law no metal detecting. I think
Why?
because they don't want you to take historical artifacts or something. I don't know. I don't know. But
It's an interesting location, folks.
yeah, it's an interesting location, you guys. And
What
I
is
just want to eliminate it. And I think if we search this spot very carefully, it might.
Yay! I'm here.
it
I'm
might
here.
produce some suspicions, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see.
Their timing's
We'll see.
better than
And then I got a lot of desert hunting I'm going to do in the next couple of days. Anyway, burning daylight, JLR.
All right,
Thanks for
Jim.
being out here, brother.
See you
Appreciate
soon,
it.
Jim.
Keeping it alive, man. Where's the Cajun Navy, right? That's all I got to say.
Where's the Cajun Navy?
Where are they?
What happened to them? I thought they were here.
I did too.
Day 40 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Ooh, who's searching? Us. That's it. Right? So, I don't know. We're going to find her. If they won't find her, we will. Thanks, Joella.
Thank you, sir. Be safe. God is with you.
Watch those rattlesnakes.
Thank you. Thank you. Electrical work.
Electrical work.
Thank you.
Wisconsin Mama did a super sticker. Thank you.
All right, exploring with Jim is out. Look, he's giving to Petro the pound. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there in a few.
Thank you.
I know where he's at,
Wisconsin
folks.
Mama. Thank
I know where he's going.
you.
We're gonna go over there shortly. Let him set up. Since it's pretty close, I'm just gonna go in my own vehicle. Might get out and join him. It is public land. He just verified with me with Land Glide.
Thank you, Wisconsin Mama. That's very sweet.
So Jim is back. Jim is back. Search. I like his personality. He's someone that, you know, in the midst of a horrible situation, you know, humor helps. Little humor helps.
I wish you could just put text on here, but you can't, which is weird.
Hello.
He's always right here.
How are you, John?
I'm good. I'm good on this.
Thank you, G&G. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your sweet words. Thank you. Okay. So we're at a standstill here. Is there anything you guys want to look into or talk about? JLR is just going to be here very quietly, I'm sure, for just a minute. John, is he live on where is he, Beast? You were, Gingy, thank you. Book bags? Oh. Yeah. I'm sure they are. Is John live on YouTube? I can go there. Let me see. We're just whatever. So I really don't kind of know. Me being on YouTube's kind of different. So over here, I just like to
Right.
explore
So,
what's
yeah.
going on in current news and jump around and
Go to search
stay
Pima
current.
County land
I think that's a good flow
between
for 2
here
days on YouTube.
and Annie and Tommaso's home.
What do y'all think? I mean, or I don't know what's going on, but eight 857 is live. Court TV is live with the Corey Richens again.
All right, they're back up on the roof. Let's go over here on the roof and see what's up.
Waterboro, Maine.
Got people back on the roof.
Is that a place where a story's happening? Let's look at this.
We have new details now at 4 on the FBI investigation at a Waterboro home last week. We now know the Marin County Sheriff's Office in California was serving a search warrant at that home on Main Street. We still don't know why that warrant was carried out. Some agents were seen in hazmat suits, some digging around in the snow. No arrests have been made in connection to this investigation. York County officials say there is no threat to the public.
Okay, let me watch that again. What?
We have new details now at 4 on the FBI investigation at a Waterboro home last week. We now know the Marin County Sheriff's Office in California was serving a search warrant at that home on Main Street. We still don't know why that warrant was carried out. Some agents were seen in hazmat suits, some digging around in the snow. No arrests have been made in connection to this investigation. York County officials say there is no threat to the public.
So what did they search the home for? I have no idea what that's about. Okay, anything else? JLR's walking down the street right now. Have you seen Nancy on the Today Show? It was when she did. Yes, I did see that. You know, and I kind of feel like Nancy has the same bed. I feel like Nancy has the same bed because, hi, Rebecca, when older people have the things, right, they keep them. I feel like, you know, even though that was like, what was it, 2012? Yeah, that's scary. They were saying that the ransom notes was talking about how somebody could have watched that or got that from online and figured out the layout of her room and guessed where the Apple Watch was going to be put or where she would have kept that. That was the point in that, saying that that could have somehow become like a fake ransom note based on information that they pulled online, if that makes sense. That's why they were talking about that. But yes, I did see that. Does anybody want to? Who's live on TikTok we can look in on? I'm just kidding. I'm just going over here to crime news and seeing if anything happened today we can talk about. That's, you know, pretty crazy. Let's see. What do you think about the teen spraying the teacher and accidentally killing him? I want to look into that. Yes, let's talk about that, because the reason I want to look into that is I want to know what happened. I did kind of see it going around, but the thing that stood out to me about that is that the wife of the teacher does not want to press charges on the children.
Next story I want to bring you a very devastating story out of Georgia. A Georgia teacher was killed in a prank gone wrong. Knew the students were coming and was excited to catch them. The family revealing in this really sad story overall. I want to go out right now to Fox 5 Atlanta's Rob DiRienzo following this story and with the latest information. Rob.
Hey there, Michael. It really is an unbelievably tragic sequence of events. These students here at North Hall High School were trying to play a prank on one of their teachers, so they went to his house and threw toilet paper all over the property, as people do. But that's when things took an unimaginable turn. As you mentioned this afternoon or earlier today, that teacher's family has put out a statement encouraging that the prosecutor drop the charges against these teens involved. Now, I want to show you who we're talking about. This is 40-year-old math teacher and golf coach Jason Hughes here at North Hall High School. Now, according to the sheriff's office, the group of teens tried to toilet paper his yard. When he came outside, deputies say the teens then jumped into their two cars, and as Hughes approached the street, he tripped and fell into the road. And then deputies say one of those cars hit Hughes. Deputies say the driver, 18-year-old Jaden Wallace, has been charged with vehicular homicide. But today, the teacher's family put out a statement to put the record straight. They say there was never any confrontation. Hughes was never mad. He was actually playing along with the prank and, quote, waiting to catch them in the act. Their statement reads in part, quote, the students immediately tried to provide aid until the paramedics arrived, and Jason loved these students, and they loved him too. Our family fully supports getting the charges dropped for all involved. Now, just a little while ago, I asked a criminal defense attorney if the prosecutor could listen to the victim's family at this point. Listen.
The prosecutor should take that into account. It doesn't mean it's dispositive. Just because the victim's family says we don't want to proceed doesn't mean that the prosecutor's just going to throw it out. The prosecutor will take that into account and will say, based on everything, including the wishes and requests of the victim's family, at that point, the prosecutor will then decide on whether to proceed or not to proceed.
And so, Mike, that is the big question here today. I did reach out to the local district attorney here in Hall County. He got back to me a little while ago. He said he wouldn't do an interview, but rest assured that the family of the deceased will be heard and taken into account as the matter moves forward. Meanwhile, the Hall County superintendent here is also echoing the grief being felt in this community. He said that this teacher gave so much to so many in numerous ways as he faithfully served God. Our hearts and prayers go out to his wife and family. The district says grief counselors were here on campus working with students throughout the day. They also held a private memorial service for themselves just to reflect on such a tragic day. And meanwhile, you got to keep in mind that their senior prom is just a couple days away. And these students were taking part in a ritual that so many have throughout the years, which is senior pranks. And unfortunately, it had such a devastating ending here in Hall County. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, Rob, definitely a very freak accident that turned deadly, and now really family members.
Okay, that is heartbreaking. Do you think that they are going to drop the charges? Do you think they will? It sounds like it was a horrible accident that he tripped into the road or he tripped and fell into in the road. That right there is heartbreaking. To die in that way. Thank you, Beast. Right, Daisy, the family wants to. It's really up to, I guess, the DA or whatnot. I did see that, Hannah. I did see Ictamel is covering that. Well, the Pascal show actually is. Let's go there live, okay?
Describe what you want.
I live in fear, but just in a general way, you know, we never forget what's happened to us in the past. And I just don't understand why there is so much hatred toward the Jewish people.
I'm also curious,
Now,
just
they
because
said
I
the other
know
one was a
lessons
domestic,
in my own
but this is
household
not,
about
probably.
discrimination and how to navigate in a world like this. What kinds of lessons are passed down in the Jewish community? How do you explain this to children who are coming up and have to learn how to navigate in a world with this much hate?
Right. I can, that's a really good question and a really hard one for me to answer. I mean, never forget the Holocaust is a big part of our identity. And I know that in Jewish day schools, temples, synagogues, the Holocaust, the Zeckelman Holocaust Center in West Bloomfield also. I mean, education is huge.
Yeah.
Education is so important. I mean, I know that there are therapists that I'm sure I could have call in that could talk about this in a greater way, in a more way, I suppose. But just from my heart,
Let me kind of explain what's going on here. Okay. Police are searching or responding to a scene in West Bloomfield. This is near Detroit for an active situation. Sources say that an active shooter threat located in the area of Temple, Israel. A major scene was reported there on Walnut Lake Road. Smoke was seen spewing from the building with several police vehicles spotted around the premier area. I can't say the word. There were also several police vehicles seen in the area. A source told Fox 2 News that police were responding to an active shooter situation. Okay. So this is just happening. I don't have any clue if somebody's been caught. There goes an ambulance.
Every other Thursday, so it's possible that today that's what was happening. So again, I don't know if you're near a TV and just able to see some of the live pictures that we have from our crew now, where we have this massive police scene. We see police officers with long guns, and when you think that this could have affected people that may have just been at the synagogue just trying to get food for their families. It's so heartbreaking, Carolyn.
Yeah, I do have Fox 2 on and seeing all of those.
That is a massive police response, though. Massive.
That is known for so much joy, weddings and baby namings and bat mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs and happy mitzvah occasions. Oh my gosh. I am looking at the live shots. I used to live on the street. I could walk to Temple, Israel from where I used to live. I mean, this is very personal and heartbreaking.
And your kids were bar mitzvahed here as well? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. I mean, we have so many beautiful memories at Temple, Israel. Their clergy is amazing. They are amazing people. I can see the live pictures right now. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Carolyn, they say that this is a food pantry day every Thursday, so we are making a connection that it is some kind of food pantry day today as well. Have you ever been part of that day, and what does that day mean for the amount of people that could possibly be in the synagogue at this time?
Yeah,
what portion is it in?
Yeah, Lee, I don't know. That does not surprise me that they have that activity there. Might be on the website, but I don't. I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But certainly you can understand just going to any event at Temple Israel and not expecting for that to be a day that a car drives through the building or someone with a gun shows up or there is an attack or a fire. I mean, it just really speaks to
massive response.
The fact that anything can happen at any time.
Yeah. Wow.
I looked up, Carolyn, I looked up the calendar of events today at Temple Israel, and it looks like they have a couple things in addition to the food pantry, but one of them is a movement on the mind, which was scheduled between 1:30 and 2:30. So you would imagine that people that were going to that, maybe they got there a little bit early. So there's that. And then later today, an adult health and fitness class, which was scheduled between 3 and 4 o'clock at the temple, but just more evidence that goes to show this is an active and bustling temple with people coming and going at all hours.
Still active, though. He's
Temple
still out
Israel
there.
is known, throughout the country and probably in Israel and around the world. I mean, it is a very well-respected, well-known, beautiful, beautiful place of worship and community.
Now, as we go back to live pictures, this is our Fox 2 chopper here, our chopper shot. You can see live pictures of smoke still coming out of the building. Earlier,
You know, I might be watching I don't know, I'm seeing a different picture, but I have not seen that yet. Wow. Oh my gosh.
you might be on a delay as live TV happens, how it happens, Carolyn. We appreciate you taking the time and
Megan,
maybe
well,
stay
what
with us
has
for a
happened?
second, but we did see a large presence of people.
What has happened on the inside to make those plume of smokes? I mean, is the building on fire? This is, and remember that this is still an active situation. Keep liking this, keep sharing it out, please. How this works over here in the hearts and stuff.
I just heard from my sister who works in West Bloomfield, and she works at Orchard Lake and Walnut Lake, which is, I mean, as the crow flies, probably half a mile from Temple, Israel.
Okay.
And she said that her work is also under lockdown right now.
So the complete area is under lockdown.
It looks like that whole area is under lockdown. As you take a live look at some of the, that's FBI.
I'm going to go get a drink and I'll be right
We've
back.
seen FBI, we've seen local police, we've seen also the sheriff's department cars coming through. And as we're looking at this person prepare, he has his long gun. He is preparing ammo and everything, preparing to go. And when this is happening, it means that the situation is ongoing as he gears up. And we don't know exactly what is in that building yet. We are told it's an active shooter. There have been reports of at entrance 5, but as you can see, that there are a huge police presence and federal presence as well on scene in West Bloomfield at a Jewish synagogue, as the eyes of the nation are probably turning right here to Michigan as this unfolds.
Carolyn, I want you to hold tight and listen to this for a second, because we're getting information that parents are now trying to come to the scene and pick up their children, their loved ones. Lee has mentioned we had word of an active shooter. We also saw fire crews on the scene, and it looked like there was smoke coming from the building in several different places. And then producers, if you don't mind to confirm for me again if that car into the building is confirmed, because that certainly would paint the picture of a more coordinated attack. And now we have this statement from Michigan State Police, and it says Michigan State Police are aware of an active shooting incident that is ongoing in West Bloomfield. We're asking for community members to stay away from the area and to allow the police response. Troopers are also increasing patrols at other places of worship in Detroit as well. So this goes back to everything that you were saying earlier about what it feels like to just be minding your own business in a place of worship, and to have something like this happen and potentially just rip communities apart, rip families apart. Now that this picture is coming into clearer view, Carolyn, and it does appear to be something very sinister here, what are your thoughts and feelings?
Well, I'm just looking at all of the fire trucks and police trucks and the FBI, and it's just such a surreal thing.
Oh,
To
man.
think that so much love and passion and community happens in this beautiful, beautiful temple. And I don't just mean physically beautiful, I mean spiritually beautiful rabbis and clergy and camp and staff who care so much about one another and about the world at large.
Carolyn,
And I just can't believe what I'm looking at.
it is hard to believe as we all live through this together. I do want to ask, we're getting a report that parents are trying to get to this scene. Is there a school in this facility? Is there, would there be kids in the facility on a Thursday afternoon that you may know of any function that would happen at the synagogue? And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you're closer to the synagogue than I am and closer to that area. But I don't know if there's a school on that property, a daycare on that property inside of there as well.
Well, there there is a preschool, and again, I don't know the hours of that preschool, but I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I mean,
Carolyn, if I could jump in, because this is something that I was kind of digging into, because I think that this is a massive part of this story. Yes, as far as what their website shows, there is childcare happening right now. They have a childcare program, an early childhood program, and a kindergarten program. There are 2 different times. One of them goes from 9 a.m. till noon. That would have ended maybe slightly before the incident. But there's another one that goes from 9 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. So 2:30 in the afternoon. That is a Monday through Friday program for an early childhood center for childcare. And I imagine that some of those reports that we are getting right now, parents rushing to the scene are probably parents of those kids that are still there in that program.
so I'm sure, and can you only imagine the fear that those parents are feeling right now? Oh my gosh.
Okay, Carolyn, we're going to say goodbye to you for the moment. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing with us your perspective. It was incredibly impactful as we continue to watch this unfold. We're now going to bring in Mike Harville, who is a security coordinator at Kensington Church. Mike, are you here with me? We're going to give Mike a few seconds to connect. Can
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So you're a security coordinator at Kensington Church. If you've had a chance to look at our live pictures, we have seemingly every agency on the scene. We've seen police, we've seen FBI, we have fire crews on the scene. There's smoke billowing from the building in 3 different places. Word of a car. I do believe we just got to look at the car into the building. And Michigan State Police are now saying that there is or was an active shooter situation as well. So with your security expertise, what do you believe would be the process to secure the scene, and what do you think is happening right now on the ground?
I'm new here, so.
Well, from what I've been able to see.
I was treated for my moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines. I'm the one and only Claire, and I got treated with the one and only Botox color.
Hold on a minute. We're in a commercial that we have to watch. So if you're just joining us, we're live right now in Detroit, Michigan. I'm watching the scene over here. I'm going to add it back here once we get through the commercials. It's making it like you have to watch the commercials for a while. Oh, wait, here we go.
Don't know if there is any wounded yet, but we're hoping and praying there are not.
Mike, right as you were hopping on with us, we saw a group of what appear to be civilians. If I had to guess, it might be parents. They were being patted down by law enforcement, and it looked like they entered the building. Is there a scenario in which part of the building would be secured? Maybe that's the part of the building that has we're seeing what looks to be a parent run up right now. Would they let the parents in if the childhood center part of the building was safe?
That very well could be. I am not in law enforcement myself, so I can't speak to exactly what their decision would be on that, but that is a great possibility because they're going to want to be able to get those kids out of there safely. And the best way for a child to leave in a situation like that is with their parents. So if they've secured the building, they feel that there is no longer a threat, then checking the parents, allowing them in to get their kids and get them out of there is probably what they're working on right now.
Mike, I'm curious how your job has changed over the past few years as we seemingly have more and more attacks on sporting venues and synagogues and places of worship for all faiths. Can you just take us through a day in the life for you? How are you tasked with keeping people safe when there seem to be threats coming from so many different places in today's world?
I've gotten busier. We'll put that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And we do more training. We do active shooter training with our staff, with
Virginia
volunteers. The program that we use is one that was developed by law enforcement. It's called React ASAP. It's a quick, easy course to go through. but it's gets a lot of repetition, so you learn the concepts very well. So that's what we're doing to make sure that people have the
At the same time?
that they're empowered to handle a situation should it arise. But we're making sure that we're being vigilant, keeping an eye on everything, just trying to make sure we keep everybody safe.
Mike, as we're watching the live footage, as somebody that has a career in this, are there any things that we can look for that would be good signs, that would be silver linings, or things that you would see that would say this is moving in the right direction?
Well, so when you're talking about silver lining, if you don't see much activity with regards to ambulances, that is an indication there's little or no wounded, and which is a huge positive. The building can be replaced. The lives cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And so if everybody is getting out of there safely.
Yeah, Mike, real quickly, before I ask you my next question, we did see some police presence from Oakland County. It looked like Sheriff Michael Bouchard walking through the parking lot is who we saw. And so when all these different agencies from federal to state to local come together with the security that's already on staff and in the building, how do they all come together to secure a situation like this, Mike? Maybe you can give us an idea of what the protocols they're walking through right now, Mike.
Well, there's a system that's in place, that's a national system that was put in place after 9/11. It's called the Incident Command System. And whenever there's a major situation like this, there is an individual that is the incident commander. And then certain individuals are given different responsibilities. And those responsibilities have already been spelled out on who would do or what responsibility roles need to be filled. And then the commander assigns people to those responsibilities, and everybody has their role to play. And so there is a structure system, like I said, it's called the Incident Command System.
All right, Mike, we're going to let you go here. Thank you so much for your perspective as a security coordinator at Kensington Church. You definitely helped paint a more clear picture of what we're looking at here on the ground as several agencies come together. We see people hugging here, just such an emotional time. Mike, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now we're going to bring in Fox 2 reporter Camille Amiri, who has been making her way to the scene. Camille, you're there now. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Mario, we just got here, and I'm hoping to get a little bit closer after this next live shot. But let me tell you what we can see. I'm zooming over right now, Brian Padinsky, to see this is right here, all of the police you see. We have been hearing sirens and seeing cars the whole way we were coming here from Detroit. This is as close as we can get right now, but I think that once we get done with you, we can get closer on foot. But I wanted to show you this right now, what it looks like. Police still arriving. Obviously a very active situation. I do not know how many people have been hit, if any, but we know that this is an active police situation right now. I see Waterford police. There are literally
still
police
out there
from
somewhere.
all over here. More showing up right now as we speak. I think that we may have lost our signal, but I don't know if you can still hear me. I just want to tell you that that's what's going on. But we want to tell you that we've got crews all over the area, and we've got crews closer. We just happen to be coming from Detroit, and that's why we just arrived here, but we're going to work to get closer. The sound that we were hearing in our ear was actually for, I didn't know if we still had the signal, but for an emergency alert for everyone to stay in lockdown. All schools, all synagogues in the area are on lockdown right now. We ran into a photographer who was actually going to his kid's school, a photographer from Fox 2. His children go to school nearby. They are on lockdown. So that is a situation, a very, very fluid situation right now from where our vantage point. Again, just to show you the look of all the cop cars that are here with sirens, obviously at the scene. And again, we're going to work to get closer. But again, this entire area locked down, people being told to avoid this area while police work to do their job. Marielle.
Camille, this is Derek Hever. I got a question for you. As somebody, you have so much experience with scenes like this, with emergencies. Have you ever seen a police presence like the one that you're seeing right now?
No, I mean, obviously Oxford, and I happened to be off that day, but I was watching it all unfold. And
let me check
was going to come
Virginia.
in, but they said no, we had enough people. But right now, this is the kind of thing we're seeing. This is the kind of thing like Oxford, that many people here, that many cops. We're going to work to get closer, and we'll be closer next time we see you.
Oh,
All right, so
Dominion.
this is Lee. We'll let you guys go and do your jobs. We appreciate you coming live with us. But right now we have Eric O'Neill, former counterterrorism and counterintelligence operative with the FBI, who is on.
Okay, the thing that happened in Virginia, Old Dominion, 2 hurt, and the shooter is dead in that situation. So we have had 2 active shooter situations today.
Well, an active shooter situation is something that you never want to take lightly, particularly with the current known threats by extremists who are unhappy about what is happening in Iran right now. And the fact that it is a Jewish synagogue and the known threat between Islamic extremism and those synagogues are something that clearly law enforcement is not taking lightly at all. And anytime there's an active shooter, you're going to see this sort of reaction.
Now, there is a huge presence of multi-agencies here. Maybe you can walk us through the protocol and who has jurisdiction and what exactly is happening on the ground as we watch parents show up. We watch different agencies head in and around the building. What can you tell us about exactly the protocol of what's happening?
Okay, Megan, I'm seeing your email, and I think what they're talking about is if you hit the money sign, then you get the option to send the gift. Normally it's beside the money sign, but I think it's different if you hit it. Did you try hitting it? I have that enabled. I want people to be able to send me gifties. Why? Is it StreamYard? Who we calling? Somebody.
From the videos and from what we know, we don't know enough about the threat to really opine on it. That would suggest whether there is additional layering, whether, how fast SWAT can get there to move in. What is the risk?
Cannot be completed.
Civilians and innocents.
Please consult your directory and call again.
Somebody's calling somebody. It ain't me.
This is a
move in and take that shooter down, because that is the #1 goal.
Eric, if you can hold on for a second, you're still with us. We can still hear you. We're just having some technical difficulties as we try to clean up our audio line so we can hear what you're saying. We're talking about the armored vehicle. We kind of lost you a little bit there. Maybe you could go back and you're talking about how different agencies have different protocols. Eric, are you still there with us? Please go on.
Yep, I'm still here. Local law enforcement will usually be first on the scene. They might ask for assistance. A SWAT team will normally come in order to try to neutralize.
So the question is, are they inside? Did they leave? What, they're trying to confirm all of that right now, but he did confirm that shots were fired. And again, like you said, there was a vehicle involved. We're just not sure exactly how a vehicle was involved.
A
But
vehicle
good news,
was
no one at
involved.
this point confirmed injured,
Yes.
except the shooter. Potentially, yes. And they did say that there's going to be a reunification spot at the JCC. There will be lots of police presence there.
You think,
and the sheriff
why is it on
reminding, if you do
fire?
not need to go to that area, please do not. He talked about a reunification spot for kids, which again, we talked about the early childhood center there in a kindergarten program. Again, not clear exactly what was in session and what wasn't in session, but reunification spot at the JCC, and all Jewish facilities will have extra law enforcement presence
Security in
today.
place. Yeah, and it's not only law enforcement that has been sending out that warning, it's other Jewish organizations within that area that has sent out this warning. And Heather, this situation making its way all the way up to the White House, FBI Director Kash Patel sending out a tweet not too long ago. FBI personnel are on the scene with partners in Michigan and responding to an apparent vehicle ramming and active shooter situation outside of Temple Israel Synagogue in West West Bloomfield Township, Michigan. So
Oh,
FBI Director Cash
Tina, it
Patel
was like,
confirming
"Ah."
that there is an active shooter and some sort of vehicle
Tina.
ramming, and confirming that, yes, the FBI is on scene as well as local agencies.
And right now we're going to go. We've got retired MSP Captain Harold Love on the phone with us. Harold, it's unfortunately we're talking to you again when we have an active shooter situation. You were in law enforcement for many, many years. Talk to us about what is likely happening right now with officers as they respond to this.
Well, yes, nobody says it better than Sheriff Bouchard, by the way. I'm glad that he's out there on the scene and giving firsthand accounts of what's going on. But with officers, they're following directions and instructions by the incident commander. Definitely, you can see that they've set up a perimeter, and of course, they're doing their small squad tactics and searching the entire compound to ensure that that the shooter is contained and eventually
Yeah, right.
either
Hannah,
taken
can we
into
try
custody
this?
or
Try this
taken
again.
down. But yes.
As if I don't know if you could see in the video, we could see smoke coming out of Temple Israel. And as we've been talking about, we had the church attack earlier actually it was last year technically, in Grand Blanc. So talk to us about, some of this evolution of these attacks where people not only maybe engage with firearms, but they also then potentially, again, it's unclear exactly what happened here, but, fires are set, creating further problems for law enforcement as they respond, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously they're looking to, cause, maximum damage. If they can't do as many people with a firearm, then what other resources are they bringing with them to be able to cause as much damage as possible? That's what it appears to me. Of course, nobody can get into the mindset of these individuals who do these things. But yeah, setting fire to a building, it traps people in, it inhibits people's ability to get out, and also inhibits law enforcement who are responding to be able to see clearly what's going on inside. And it kind of gives them an advantage if they're still inside.
Now, Mr. Love, we are also learning that shooter has in some capacity left the scene, or they are still looking for that shooter. At this point, he is unaccounted for. I know a lot of resources are being thrown at this. What kind of insight can you give to us as far as what police are doing right now to make sure that
if he rode up in there on a car,
Well, as you can see, there's a sea of police
Nowhere
cars
to
who
go?
responded to the scene. But you can bet that there are perimeters being set up at different distances from the scene. I'm sure there are helicopters in the air. There are K9 officers out trying to establish a track or a scent from the building and the perimeter
Wow.
outside. So all the resources at our disposal have been deployed there, it appears. And they're doing everything that they possibly can. Also interviewing people to get any witnesses' accounts of what happened or what the shooter may look like, and doing their best to try to identify who this person is so they can intensify the hunt to track him down, whether it be inside the complex or outside if he's already escaped.
Talk to us about the importance of training as we see this massive response, and from all your years at MSP. I mean, how important is training when it comes to being ready to respond to incidents like this?
Oh, it's very important. And most agencies train together, local departments, sheriff's offices, and state police. We have tactics that have been developed to be able to go in and quickly search a building or a complex such as this, and search it in a very tactical manner that enables them to cover every inch of the building in a safe manner, and neutralize any threat that may present itself as they're doing their searches. And of course, knowing that through incident command, there's somebody in charge. And,
look how close that is to like houses and stuff.
Incident command center that's been set up there, so that
He could have run out of there and into a
emergency
house.
responder, whether it be fire, police, federal law enforcement, they're being given instructions and communicating through a central source there.
Now, Mr. Love, are you able to speak just to what these police officers are going through right now? This is not our first active shooter unfortunately, in Oakland County in Southeast Michigan. We've seen a lot of these over the last several years. But can you speak to just the trauma of having to respond to yet again another active shooter?
Yeah, but right now everybody's operating on a high level of adrenaline.
Unfortunately,
doing
this
what
has
they trained to
become,
do,
common
almost,
occurrence.
automatically, going in and doing what they have to do to save lives or make the scene safe. Of course, there's always a concern that you're going to encounter a shooter or you're going to come across someone who's been, injured or killed, and that's always devastating
Yeah,
for an
I agree,
officer to see.
Brenda.
But right now, again, everybody's in that mode of taking care of business and getting things done the way they've been trained to do it. It's after the fact when the adrenaline, goes down and we're starting to process and think about what happened and what has happened. That's when the intrusive thoughts start coming in, and the different emotions that officers experience, whether it be anger, sadness, fear, depending on what they're going to see at the scene. We don't know just yet, but right now you can bet that everyone is in, hyper activity mode and doing what they can to resolve this shooter.
Eric, this is Marielle Liu here. I did want to read to you this statement coming in from Kash Patel via FBI Detroit. It says, FBI personnel are on the scene with partners in Michigan and responding to the apparent vehicle ramming and active shooter situation out of a Temple Israel synagogue in West Bloomfield Township. Earlier today, while we were watching this unfold, I did mention because of the different elements between fire in the building, word of a car ramming into the building, and then an active shooter, that certainly looked more like a coordinated attack. Can you speak from your perspective now, knowing that there is a vehicle rammed into the building and an active shooter situation, what that might indicate for what type of attack we're looking at here?
Well, certainly, I would suggest or suspect that it is, and is being treated as an act of terrorism, especially if the FBI are immediately involved. It certainly seems to have a lot of the hallmarks. The vehicle rammed into the building provides a point of entry, and then you have an active shooter. I can't tell you, and I'm not sure if the reporting has suggested that shots are still being fired or if the shooter has been neutralized. But the fact that the FBI was on this is a good thing. That means that they're giving all the support to local law enforcement that they would require in order to handle this as quickly and as safely as possible.
Eric, the fact that we've gotten confirmation from the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, the fact that there are this many law enforcement officers on scene, the fact that the FBI is involved at all, in your professional opinion, would you say that this is not a coincidence that the largest Reform synagogue in North America, in one of the greatest Jewish population cities in the state of Michigan, would you, I don't want to make a connection, but would you say that that's not a coincidence?
I don't believe in coincidences. If you look at what's happening in the world,
what do they mean?
From different reports from the FBI and other intel agencies that Iranian extremists are active in the U.S. Now, this is everything from potential threats to citizens to cyber attacks.
Tina, that the situation in Virginia happened at Old Dominion University in Norfolk. 2 people have been hurt, and the shooter has been killed. I guess I could say that over here.
Individuals who are activated themselves or by extremist cells. All they need is a triggering event, and the war or the military action in Iran is certainly one of those triggering events.
It drove right into the building, and what, did he get out?
Sympathetic or active extreme.
You guys see that car? So he drove into the building and then got out of the car, and then he's still out there?
Of doing as well.
Eric, I want to hang on that point. You said something that a lot of people are feeling and perhaps doesn't get enough conversation where there needs to be. You talked about the rise in violence here in the U.S. From your perspective, can you go deeper and just explain how has that change affected your line of work? What do you see? I mean, it's not just fear of Iran and what's happening. There's been a rise in white supremacy as well here in the U.S. So when it comes to counterterrorism, there are so many different elements now, it seems you have to look at. It's not necessarily just attacks from other countries. It's right here at home.
Certainly, and the biggest concern is not a group of Iranians who snuck in. That is a concern that somehow moved through our border and are operating as terrorist cells here in the United States. It's actually homegrown terrorists that are a bigger concern. People who can be radicalized online. And the advent of the internet and making a big world very small allows people who may never have had those proclivities to find people who will help them radicalize in that process, whether they have some mental instability or they just have completely subscribed to an anti-American ideology. They might be radicalized. And look, it's easy to get your hands on a gun, and there are many examples of how to do the active shooting. In fact, you can find them online in different groups and look at what has happened in the past. We have seen this sort of attack before, where an individual rammed, I believe, his truck into a church and then started shooting and tried to set the church on fire.
But
so there are examples that people who become
they're standing around like he is not running around. They're very nonchalantly standing around. I think he's in custody, or he has died, or he's still in that Jeep because something has happened. They're just standing around.
Is for homegrown terrorism, but what do you attribute this rise to be? What is the cause of this?
Well, part of it is the internet and social media. It's very easy now to find people who think like you, who have the same problems that you do. It's easy to radicalize these susceptible people by in effect, the best word to use is grooming them into this using the internet. Now,
students and teachers all accounted for. Just said it on news. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. They just said it on the news. All students and teachers are accounted for. Okay, so maybe this is just an incident where the car crashed into the building. And nobody else was hurt. But they're still calling it an active situation. So I think that's why it's so confusing. But for now, this is where we got to leave it. My time has come to an end here. Tomorrow, I will be live again right here on YouTube. I will be live again right here on YouTube at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 2 p.m. We're going to hang out, see what's going on, see where what's up with that, and all the cases and all of the live updates. That's what we're handling, all right? Thank you to everybody who sent love and super stickers and all of the things. Dana, everybody, I love you. Sarah, I love you so much. Thank you to everybody who supports me. You know I appreciate it. Okay? I'll be seeing you over on the TikToker. And for now, be kind to one another. Have a great day.